How's it going, everybody? Welcome to 2A News Now, and I hope you and your family are doing well. The ATF multiple times has flagged Fleet Farm stores after a high number of guns used in crimes were traced back to several of its stores. And not only have they been flagged by ATF, but they're currently being sued by the state of Minnesota. The state says that Fleet Farm is not doing enough to stop illegal straw purchases. ATF records showed that 6 different Fleet Farm stores in the Midwest, also including ones in Brooklyn Park and Oakdale in Minnesota. And if you're not aware what Fleet Farm stores are, they have 53 stores located in Minnesota, Iowa, Wisconsin, North Dakota, and South Dakota. And their headquarters is in Appleton, Wisconsin. And they sell a wide variety of items, kind of like a Walmart or a Target, but they also sell guns and ammunition. The ATF calls these demand letters, and they were sent to Fleet Farm locations in Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, Oakdale, Minnesota, Germantown, Wisconsin, Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and Ankeny, Iowa. ATF records show that 25 crime guns were traced to those locations. Records show that Fleet Farms sells less than 2% of firearms, but are selling the most guns recovered in a crime, with what they call a short time to crime period. Now, just a reminder, and I've mentioned this in previous videos, Demand 2 letters sent to gun shops and gun retailers does not mean the retailer has done anything wrong, and nor does it indicate that the firearm was purchased illegally. They give an example that in 2021, a 6-year-old boy in Minnesota found a loaded Glock in his front lawn, and records show it was purchased at a Fleet Farm store in Brooklyn Park through a straw purchase. And that store is one of the stores that's been flagged numerous times by the ATF after a high number of crime guns were traced back to that store. Minnesota's Attorney General filed a lawsuit against Fleet Farm in 2022, a year or so after a shooting at a bar in downtown St. Paul, Minnesota, where 14 people were injured and 1 was killed. The ATF traced one of the guns used in that shooting now back to a convicted straw purchaser, and his name is Jerome Horton Jr. They say Jerome Horton Jr. illegally bought 33 firearms, and 24 of those guns were from Fleet Farm locations. 4 guns came from DK Mags Incorporated, and 5 came from Frontiersman Sports. And here's what gets me. The Attorney General claims that Fleet Farm contributed to gun trafficking and crime in Minnesota when it disregarded blatant warning signs, they say, which included multiple purchases of similar handguns, buying sprees, and staggered visits to different locations. But once again, these firearms were sold legally to Jerome Horton Jr. at the time. He filled out his 4473 and he passed the background check. What else are the stores supposed to do? Let me know in the comments section down below. If somebody has an answer, let me know. And as always, I appreciate everybody's support with the channel. You guys are always crushing it by liking, sharing, and subscribing and hitting those post notifications, and I really do appreciate it. And I invite everybody to come back and watch my next video.